Hi guys, welcome to the Fat Man's Guide. Today we're going to be talking about the purpose and use of motivation to accomplish the goals that you have set for yourself. Hey guys, so I've been reflecting on the A100 hike, and I've had a lot of people ask me about the motivation that led me to try and do this, and also what kind of motivation did I use to finish it. And the truth is, in all my years of competing in athletics or in other competitive endeavors, coaching, I've been a coach for over 20 years now, and teaching, I've been an educator for closing on 20 years. I've kind of come up with one conclusion in regards to motivation. And when we talk about motivation, we always talk about wanting more motivation. We always need to be motivated. We need to get motivated to accomplish our goal. And we talk about needing people who can get you motivated. Your boss, your coaches, your parents, your coworkers, that you need people who can motivate you. And I guess I can see where some of that stuff is true, but in my opinion, as someone who has gone out and competed on high levels and done things that maybe I shouldn't be able to do, this is, in my opinion, the truth of motivation. And that is that motivation is a myth. I honestly think it's bull. And here's why. Because see, motivation to me is our excuse to not do something that we say we want to do. You see, you can see this all the time when we say, oh, I couldn't do it because I lost my motivation. All right? If you really want to accomplish something, motivation cannot be what gets you there. I once had a friend, a really dear friend of mine, who was struggling with alcoholism, and it was ripping his family apart. And one day we sat down, and my friend had known that I was a recovered alcoholic from when I was younger, and he asked me, what can we do? And I kind of gave him some ideas on what he needed to do to be able to succeed and to be able to fix this. And I said, do you want to do this? And he said, well, I don't have any other choice. I have to. And I looked at him and I said, no, you have to want to. Do you want to stop drinking? And he really sat there and thought about it for a second, and I told him, I was like, look, if you have to, and if you have no other choice, you're going to fail. You have to want it, all right? And for this individual, understanding that motivation, he wanted to do it for his family, wanted to do it for his kids, wanted to do it for whatever. If he personally did not want to do it, he wasn't going to accomplish it. And this is why so many alcoholics, drug addicts fall back. Because they feel like I have to have the motivation to stop these things. But until they desire, I'm done. And you see this from so many people who fight against addiction. Until they do that, they're not going to. See, the truth is, if you really want to do something, then just get the frick up and do it, all right? Saying that we need motivation is an expression of other feelings. See, people fear failure, and we fear not knowing how to do something. We fear physical, emotional, and social pain. And when you take a chance and you try to do something that you really want, you're taking a risk that all these things can happen to you. This is why so many people come up with great ideas on stuff that they want to do and they want to accomplish it, and they just never get to it. They never get to it because of fear, all right? And all this fear freezes us. And when we're frozen, we create motivation. Motivation is that tool that we believe can help us overcome our fear. Now, motivation, in our opinion, will lift us up where we can't do it ourselves. And if we quit, motivation is what we can say let us down. This allows us as people to not have to take responsibility for what we do. An example of this is we're all there. I'm gonna give my example. You guys have been around now for almost 2 months now. I've been doing this stuff on YouTube. I've been making these videos. A lot of it started with hiking because it's something that I love to do. and we had the A100 coming up. But the truth is, I've been thinking about this for a long time because I love watching YouTube videos. And you know, myself as a teacher, I love working with people. I love talking to people. I love explaining things. Honestly, like I've done all these hiking videos, nothing would make me happier than to explain why it is that your government operates the way it does. I teach government and economics. I find this time period in our country to be fascinating. Why don't I do it? I don't do it because I'm afraid of what people are going to say when I get up there and do it. I'm a very humorous person. Sometimes I'm pretty dark humor. And I would love nothing more than to crack jokes on the stupid stuff going on in our world right now. But I don't do it because I'm scared. And see, every one of us has these ideas. Man, just get out there and do it. Why do you keep being scared? So when I say this, don't think I'm perfect, all right? I've been scared, okay? But motivation does not help you. Motivation is the excuse that holds you back. I wake up in the morning and go, oh, I'd really like to make an episode. This one I'm making right now, I've been thinking about it for 3 weeks. But I could never bring myself to the point to just do it. I don't know, I may put it online and it may suck and you may all hate it. But if I don't do it, I'll never know. And if I don't do it, I'll never learn how to get better. And that's the importance here. Motivation is your excuse. It doesn't help you, all right? What helps you is desire. Desire to do something. I so much want to do this stuff online and share stuff with people because I love it. Desire says do it. And when your mind tries to set you back and it gives an excuse, says, well, how are we gonna do it? In an effort to slow you down, desire takes control and says, pick up the freaking hammer and just do it. Remember when you were little kids and when you went out to the garage and you said, I'm gonna build a clubhouse. You got a hammer, you got a bunch of nails, you got boards, you didn't know what you were doing. You went out there for a day and a half, you put 4 pieces of wood together, it looked terrible. Your dad came out, yelled because you lost his hammer, all right? You wasted a bunch of nails. But here's the thing, even though you didn't create something beautiful that day, those are the moments that as you got older made you better. That kid who always spent time tinkering with that hammer, by the time he was 18, 19, could do some renovation within their house. Remember that first time you tore apart a speaker because you wanted to make something awesome, and maybe you didn't when you were 10. But by the time you were 16, you could put a radio in your car. The point being is that if you never try, you don't learn anything. You'll never get better. Instead, you just sit back and you let life happen to you. Instead, what you want to do is get the hell out there and do life for yourself. That's experiencing it. See, when we need motivation, we really don't actually want something. We say we want it, but we don't really want it. If we really don't want it at that point, no motivation will ever get you to succeed. I'm a coach. And you know what? If I tell a bunch of kids and I try to motivate, if they don't really want it, they ain't never gonna do it. I could be Vince Lombardi, it won't matter. Because inside of every single one of us, we have to be motivated to succeed. We have to be motivated to get out and do stuff, all right? Sure, you know what? Motivation can help you do some nice things. But when things get really tough in life, when things get difficult, we will falter, all right? But if you have true desire, you'll do anything to find a way to finish. And that's my A100. The first 5 years, I was motivated to finish. I wanted to prove this person wrong, prove that person wrong. At the end of the day, all I did was fail 5 times. This last year, I was driven, painfully driven to finish, all right? In other years, I'm gonna tell you right now, in other years, I was in better shape. I had less injuries. But this year, desire was the biggest difference. And that's why I finished. Motivation, in my opinion, is a myth. It's an excuse for you. If you really want to get out and do something, be driven. And then just do it, whether you fail or not. Because every time you fail, you learn another way to potentially do it right. Guys, thanks for being with me today. I really appreciate it. Again, love having you following the channel. Love to have more of you, following. So we'd love to see a like, Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And if you think someone might like to hear this, please share it. We'd love to have more people. Also, we'd love to have your comments in the comment section below. If there's something else you'd like me to talk about, like at this particular one, I had someone send me a message. Please let me know. I would love to get into anything. And like I said, folks, get out and enjoy life to the fullest without excuses. See ya.